Hello Internet and fellow tube dwellers, this is Pyroclasam bringing you another replay for Split Infinity Radio. And this time I'm bringing you a 2 versus 2. It's going to feature Jackal playing as the red Zerg. And we've got myself as the blue Protoss making our way over. We've also got Razor as the teal Terran. And finally, down here as the purple Protoss, we've got Papercut. So Jackal is a good friend of mine. We play a lot of 2 versus 2 together. And look at that, we've already got a probe making its way across the map for purple. So, I wonder what I could happen to see. What is going to be befalling us with this probe making its way across the map oh so early in the game? I wonder. So, I'm up here just doing my standard opener, pylon in place, and then, oh, that's a very non-standard place to put that pylon. It's right at the bottom of the ramp, and it's also just slightly outside of what I am able to see. So where am I here? Oop, there I am. So yeah, I am just barely not able to see it. So there's the edge of my vision, and there's where all of his stuff is sitting, so I just slightly can't see what's going down here. And look at that, already gateway, second pylon, so it looks like we are getting proxied. Luckily, Jackal, my friend here, is a big fan of the 8 pool. He loves it. Already happening over here at the Terran base, we've got a barracks with probably the most unusual placement I've ever seen on a barracks, and another one going down. He's already starting to pump out Marines. Quickly canceling that, whatever it was. There's the gateway going up. Looks like they practiced this on this map a few times. And Jackal has already got some Zerglings out, ready to go down the door. Out past, and he's running past, and at this point we're actually in vent speaking. And as he runs past that, I'm looking at the mini-map, and I'm actually yelling at him at this point. Jackal, turn around, turn around, turn around. Look at that. Proxied, proxied. And then he gets a message, he's like, oh shit, and now it's time to go. So we've already got our first Zealot out, he's Chrono boosting a second one, so Zerglings getting to surround on the first Zealot, and right about now, I'm realizing that we're in trouble. So, we're trying to take down the pylon, but that's not working so well. Second Zealot is finally out. I think that one is gonna, nope, second Zealot dies. Probe is getting chased around by the last remaining Zergling, and 2 more Zealots getting Chrono boosted out. My first Zealot is out on the map and down, trying to just kind of stab away at the pylon. Unfortunately, 2 Zealots. That's going to do bad things to me. More Zerglings on their way out, trying to counter this. So, I think you get a basic idea of what's going to be happening here. We are getting proxy gatewayed with a stream of very basic Marines that are going to be coming at us as well. So a couple of Marines setting up shop. This is where you want to not panic, basically. I think the big thing that causes people to lose to this kind of cheese a lot, especially in 1 versus 1, is that you panic. You're realizing, oh, I'm in trouble. So we're not so much trying to focus on building up tech at this point. We're just focusing on, okay, well, what can we do to try and hold this off and break what is bound to be a horrible, horrible contain. So more Zerglings going out, trying to lead the Zealots off from the main base. It works for a little while, and then they stop, turn around, picks off the Marine that was still chasing them, and they're just basically dancing in and out, trying to pull a few units off and take them out. And look at that, he's got another Marine working on the surround. Gets it, Marine goes down. And now I'm working on a couple of Stalkers, Chrono boosting as much out as I possibly can. We're starting to research the warp gate, and we've got a 3rd gateway going down to try and at least match the production power that we've got down here. And the Zealots have pushed up the ramp, they're into his base, taking on that spawning pool. So he's trying to get as much in there as he possibly can. I've got Stalkers and a Zealot making their way out to try and help. He loses the spawning pool. He's just getting a few more Zerglings out. That should be enough to finish off his Zealots. So he lost the spawning pool, but he did fend off the attack, and we've got more units being Chrono boosted out at the main. So now we've got a very much almost dead Zealot. We've got 2 Stalkers working their way. I'm busy producing another 2 gateways, and we're researching Warp Gate. First pylon goes down, Zealots coming out. In comes a ball of Marines, so massive Terran Bio Ball coming in, trying to do significant damage to us. I am a little bit supply blocked right now, just getting started in production again because I lost a unit. So this attack, it's going to drop the power, but it's not going to be enough to break the contain. Roach is coming out for Jackal. He's doing everything he can to try and pick them off too. I don't think 2 Roaches are going to be enough to handle this many Marines though. So unfortunately it's pretty much going to be GG for the Roaches at this point. And Papercut is taking his time, setting the pylons back up, getting power back to his production. He's very much supply blocked right now, but as soon as those 3 pylons come up, he'll be good to go. I have got a group of 4 stalkers up and running right now. We're morphing in the gateways, or the warp gates, sorry. So with 4 warp gates up and running, it's time to start having a little bit of fun. So the 4 stalkers going to push their way down, try to hold off some of the Marines, pull the way back up the ramp, pick off the Zealot that makes its way up, and the Marines are going to come in, they're going to start shooting at the gateways, they're going to start trying to take down the pylon. I've got some Zealots making their way over to try and fend them off. It's probably not going to work so well, because that is a lot of Zealots. But it's time to start just cutting my way through them. I'm losing a warp gate on this one. Luckily, it looks like the pylon is going to stay intact. The Zealot should be enough to take that down, push down the ramp. We've got Roaches, we've got Zerglings, all trying to take out the contain. We've got Photon Cannons coming up, trying to defend. Photon Cannon's going to die, Zergling's going to take out that probe just to make sure that we don't get any more happening. And the Roaches and the Zealot should be enough to keep this finally broken. So we got Zealots and Zerglings chasing the probe across the map, and if we take a look at our fun little cheesers bases, we've got the ball of Marines there, 2 reactors, so you know he's not going to be doing too much else. And there's absolutely 0 infrastructure at Papercut's base. All of his infrastructure was located right outside our front door. What I really don't get is he's got the pylon here. Why he did not build a forge up in his main base, powered off of that, I don't know. It's just building up for a larger loss for him. So now that we've broken the contain, it's time for us to start building. You can see Jackal's got his spawning pool rebuilt. I'm still running off of just the 3 gateways. 4th and 5th and a 6th are going up right now. We're going to drop another pylon to help keep myself from getting supply blocked. And at this point I realize, okay, well I really only just need the 1 gas geyser. You can see I've got quite the stockpile of money. That's going to help me as soon as these extra gateways finish off. I can warp in all those units, that we can dump them down. We realize that they don't have a whole lot going for them in terms of units, so we're just working with very basic stuff ourselves here. So you can see it's Zerglings, Roaches, and Zealots. And we're hoping that will be enough to cut through any mass of bio. We're fairly sure that Purple really didn't have much going on at his base at this time, so now that we've finally broken that contain, we've done significant damage to Purple, we're just trying to build up. So we probably could have pushed right now, but it most likely would have met with disaster. And you can see that Teal is finally moving out, so Razor's going to try and push at us, hoping that we don't have too much. It's going to be a unfortunate discovery for him as soon as he hits the top of that ramp. Another really bad move, it looks like Teal didn't use attack move. It looks like he just used regular move instead, so a bit of a misclick from Teal there is going to cost him pretty much that entire ball of Marines. And now that we've broken that ball, it's time for us to move out. So we've got all of my infrastructure back up. We got a sizable ball of death rolling at them now. There's absolutely nothing that Teal's going to be able to do to stop this. So Jackal is going to use the Zerglings. We're going to basically just cut down all of Teal's ability to make units. In come the Zealots. They're going to start hacking away at everything. Purple is pretty much spent at this point. How much do you have? Purple is only rocking 11 Harvesters, 9 for Teal, so neither of them really have that much. I'm pushing in towards Teal's base, and Jackal is moving in towards the Zerg. Teal lifting off the barracks. Unfortunately, that is not going to get anywhere safe in any reasonable amount of time. He's pretty much dead. Zealots trying to take on the supply depots, although we're going to move a bunch of them right into the middle of the line, take out the SCVs, make sure that they have nowhere to go, and that way we can just GG this as fast as humanly possible. You can see down here at the Protoss base, the Roaches are making very short work of anything that stands in the way. There's essentially nothing left for them at this time on the map. Teal just gets decimated by the pile of Zealots coming in. If you look at the research, I do have Zealots on the way, or Zealot legs on the way. They've just finished. But now, it's just Roaches, Zerglings, and taking down the last couple of buildings for purple. But this is it. Absolutely nothing left. So, if you're going to take anything away from this, just take away that it's probably a bad idea to try and cheese, especially in 2 versus 2. And if you're the victim of such a brutal assault, your best bet is to remain calm. Don't try and tech too much. Just look at what they're using, look at how they're trying to contain you, what they're doing, and odds are, as long as you keep your composure, don't try and tech up too fast, and just instead go with a solid, concentrated effort to break down the wall, then you're going to be able to do anything that you can to get out of that contain, break it, and move on with your lives. So this has been Pyroclasm for another Split Infinity Radio replay. Be sure to tune in to us, www.siradio.fm. Also, subscribe to the channel, and if you've got a replay that you want to send in to us, any level of play, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, whatever, send it in to dominion@siradio.fm as an email address, and I will happily get that up on YouTube for you guys. So until next time, this is Pyroclasm. Have a good afternoon.